Okay, so hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, and so far, I want to believe that most of us have been able to install our SolidWorks. Nonetheless, as probably you've been told earlier on, you have to make sure you are connected to HSCA before you will be able to install it successfully. This should indicate that whenever you want to use SolidWorks, you have to make sure you are connected to HSCA because the software is installed onto the associated server to make sure that we don't have people who are not authorized to use it to be using the SolidWorks because associate has actually paid for it. But there is an option, something you can do to make sure that even in your hostel, those who are out of campus can still use SolidWorks in their hostels. And that's the purpose of this video. That's how you can use this video to assist yourself to always have your SolidWorks working at the hostel. The only limitation to this thing, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, but the limitation is that you can only borrow it to almost a month. Okay, you can borrow the license for almost a month. So if, for instance, you are on campus and you should go back to your hostel and you want to use SolidWorks, you can use SolidWorks in your hostel comfortably without connecting to HCA. So that's what I'm coming to show you or show all of you. You can also use SolidWorks even when during vacation at home, but it can only be the duration of the borrowing. If, for instance, you're on the long vacation and you should borrow it for, let's say, about a month, after that borrowing duration is up to, okay, you can't use SolidWorks again till you come back to campus to borrow it again. Okay, so that's the only downside of it. But apart from that, I think we are all good to go. So that's I'll walk us through the process, and I believe you all understand it. I'll try and make sure it's as simple as possible so that we can all understand. So the first thing is that you come to your home button, or if I should click here, this opens up. I mean, this is only for Windows 11. So if you are using Windows 10, you should know where your home button is or your Windows button is. Then you search for license. Okay. These options comes. You have to make sure you find SolidWorks license. Okay. So let me try something and see. Good. So I can see SolidWorks license manager client here. Okay. So click on this. Then this option comes. Then I click yes. Then I have this display. You can see some tabs here. Okay. At the upper top here. License usage, server list, license borrowing. Click on the license borrowing. Then we have a list of all the products of SolidWorks that probably you had installed. All this will appear based on most especially the boxes you have ticked to install. You know, you were supposed to put in some license keys and all those things. So based on the boxes, the number of license keys you put in those boxes, that would indicate the SolidWorks products that should be showing here also. Now, for what you need to do as a first year or a fresher, basically look for SolidWorks Premium. Okay, so it's not far from here. So just scroll down a little bit and you can find SolidWorks Premium here. As you can see, my arrow is kind of like hovering on it, SolidWorks Premium. Then you click on it. Okay, then you click on borrow. Okay, could not borrow the SolidWorks license. Also not enabled. Now, this is what will happen. I am not using the school's SolidWorks. So what will happen is that it will populate SolidWorks Premier and SolidWorks Standard here. Okay, when it populates it here, now you can come here and select the dates you want to borrow up until. So you can see borrow until here. Are you okay? So when you click here, it will give you a calendar. You move and then you click. See, automatically it gives you a limit up to 29 days. Sorry, up to somewhere here. So when you click here, then you can click on OK. Okay, when you select the date, you can now click on borrow. Then when you borrow, unfortunately, because I am not able to, let me see. So I am not using the Ashesi, the one installed on Ashesi server. Okay, I have installed it directly onto my PC, so that's the option of me borrowing is not coming. But I would want to believe we have a fair idea. So the first thing is that look for SolidWorks Premium, which is this. You click on it, you select the date. Okay, you select the date, you click on SolidWorks Premium, then you borrow. So when you borrow, sorry, this one wouldn't count. Those of you using the server, this wouldn't count. Okay, so when you borrow, the next thing is that it populates. You see SolidWorks Premium, just as we are seeing here. This SolidWorks Premium, you see it here, and then you see SolidWorks Standard. I think I saw it. This one, SolidWorks Standard added to it. So you see two SolidWorks products here, populated at the right box here. Okay. Then when you are done, you just click on OK. When you click on OK, meaning that you are done borrowing. If you want to recheck if truly you've borrowed, what you can do is that you can come back to your home button, Windows home button, and search again license. Okay, I think it's showing here. Good. You click yes. Then you go back to license borrowing, and automatically it should show here. What you've already borrowed should show here. Okay. You don't need to come and go and click again before it will show here. If you've already borrowed it, it should show here. So as it's showing here, then meaning that you are done borrowing. Okay. So meaning that the borrowing has taken place. So since my account I didn't install using the I should say SolidWorks through the server. I should say server. I don't have that option to borrow. I can use it anywhere I want to. But you that you are installing it from the server, you need to actually borrow it. And that will mean that you can have access to it for like 20 to let's say 28 days to use the SolidWorks without necessarily connecting to HSC Air. This is very important because there are times where HSC Air might be down, or there are times where the network will not be stable. And when the network is not stable or the internet is off, you cannot use SolidWorks. Then you'll be find yourself wanted, especially when you are given an assignment or there is a quiz ongoing. So you have to make sure you always borrow your SolidWorks license. I mean, at least throughout the semester. Whenever the time is up, you have to be checking regularly and then you borrow it again. I believe this is understandable, and I believe you'll be able to walk through it successfully. Thank you very much for your attention and do enjoy your lessons for SolidWorks. See you next time in class.